The following was produced for educational purposes by students at the University of Missouri-Columbia Communication Department in accordance with fair use in United States copyright law. The fair use of a copyrighted work, including such use by reproduction in copies or phonorecords or by any other means specified by that section, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research, is non-infringement of copyright.
Reaction to Senator Obama's comments about small-town America. Senator Obama responding tonight in Terre Haute, Indiana, a short time ago, saying in part, "I'm in touch. I know exactly what's going on. I know what's going on in Pennsylvania. I know what's going on in Indiana. I know what's going on in Illinois. People are fed up, they're angry, and they're frustrated, and they're bitter, and they want to see a change in Washington, and that's why I'm running for President of the United States of America." That in the aftermath of remarks of his from last week that came to light this afternoon on the internet about people being bitter and clinging to their guns and religion for that reason.
Do you think that John McCain was an opportunist when he was supporting the troop surge, when no one else in the Congress was supporting the troop surge? Do you think John McCain was an opportunist when he refused to take early release from a North Vietnamese prison camp because he was the son of an admiral, because he said he was going to stay there for years as long as all the other Americans did?
Chris, please. I think you almost insult my intelligence and my values and those of every American. Nobody ever would insinuate that John McCain is anything but a hero for his activities in
Well, Howard Dean called him a
camp.
blatant opportunist.
Well, I think he's referring to what's happened in this period of time, I assume, with respect to the nomination. I mean, I just referred to several major reversals.
Hello, my name is Candace Benjamin, and I'm an undergraduate here at the University of Missouri. Thomas Jefferson once said, "We in America are a government not by the majority. We in America are a government by a majority who participate." Researchers have found that the democracy in America is at risk because of voter apathy. So this poses a few questions. What is voter apathy, and what causes it? We asked a professor here at the University of Missouri to help us explain.
Many people think that there are elements of apathy, such as, for example, cynicism, or those who are turned off or have a negative attitude toward politics, which then plays into not wanting to be involved or engaged or a participant in the political process. So another element that we've studied or we've tried to get a handle on is what we refer to as efficacy. And this is feelings of one can actually have an effect on, or one can actually influence the political process. Efficacy, I think, sometimes has to do with that the political system is so complex, large, hard for a single individual to really have a say in politics. I think those two elements, though, combined, make up a general notion of apathy. Studies have shown that individuals who tend to watch more political news, who particularly listen to more talk radio, political talk radio, tend to have higher cynicism. I think the efficacy is a different issue. There we're finding that elements of individuals who perhaps are less informed about the political process, and quite often this less information, and also our studies on political knowledge, there seems to be a relationship. Those with less efficacy tend to know less about politics, perhaps leading to those feelings of, I can't have an effect on this system. Some of the evidence and research shows that programs of civic education can have positive effects on individuals as they mature. We're not doing enough in our educational institutions and at all levels of education to be involved in what we may call civic education. In my own work, when we have presidential debates in the fall and also in the primary season, My research actually involves this, but I do it also as an engagement, as an engagement for students. We plan debate watching, sometimes parties. I'll have food, but we'll watch the debate, and then we'll have focus groups and have students talk about those debates. So those sorts of activities that can bring students together and encourage them to talk about politics with other students, I think can only be beneficial.
It certainly came across in the way that it was presented as though the Republicans had been standing up against the conventional wisdom with their ideas. I'm just reacting to the fact, yes, they did have ideas, and they were bad ideas, bad for America, and I was fighting against those ideas when you were practicing law and representing your contributor, Resco, in his slum landlord business in inner city Chicago.
The viewers aren't concerned with this kind of back and forth. What they're concerned about is who's actually going to help them get health care, how are they going to get their kids going to college, and that's the kind of campaign I've tried to run. I think that's the kind of campaign we should all try to run.
Well, I couldn't agree more, but I do think that your record and what you say does matter.
We will be a very different society in terms of what sorts of policies we have, who has control and power and say over the decisions that are made for all of us, depending on who participates and who doesn't. And I think that's important. And it's that sort of equation that's sometimes hard to see and hard to explain in terms of, okay, if you folks are going to be alienated and not participate, your lives may be very different. Yeah, there will be people there making decisions for you, but it may not be the decisions that you would make for yourself.
This is Speaker Circle on the University of Missouri campus. It's a place where people are encouraged to express themselves. In a recent study, Circle found that the problems of information overload, confusion about formal politics, and uncertainty over ways to achieve social change would be mitigated if students had more opportunities to discuss current issues. Getting involved in the political process requires time, but it is important for our country. Inform yourself. Talk to your friends about political issues. Discuss why they are problematic and think about what may happen if these problems are not resolved. Finally, vote in local, state, and federal elections, or contact your local representative. After all, if you don't make your voice heard, who will? If you would like more information on registering to vote, contact your Secretary of State office. Thank you for watching.
Wanting this world to let you